So the last time we met, we had some exciting news to share, lots of things going on here at Central in Martinsburg. Kind of excited about that, hopefully. I did notice that Sunday evening after services there was quite a buzz inside of here. Again, I didn't observe any cicadas inside, so I'm going to assume that was the energy off of the crowd, which is, I think, what my observation was. This evening, this is interesting, I was scheduled for the invitation, and originally I'm thinking, come on, I just got done, doing that presentation Sunday night, now I got to come up with an invitation. Truth be known, I've had an invitation idea since March of 2020, pre-pandemic, that the first Wednesday that got canceled because of coronavirus, I was scheduled, so you'll have to put me down again, because I'm not going to be able to do that tonight, because I want to take just a couple minutes, talk about what got launched on Sunday for anybody that perhaps wasn't here, and give you a quick update and answer a few questions with regard to some things that went on. So, of course, we kicked off capital campaign with regard to for funds that will be used to expand, renovate, retrofit, modify this building, the parking lot, our physical facilities. For those of you that were here, you heard our campaign goal is $250,000 that we seek to raise out of this group. There's two phases to the campaign. $125,000 will be raised on or before October the 3rd, 2021. Then phase two of that, another $125,000. That's all we did. For those of you who are really good at math, we took the 250 and split it in two, and trying to spread it out over a window of time. That goal may wind up getting modified because we may have set it too low. Okay? I'm going to give you an update in a minute. That is, there's some stuff going on that's just, these are good problems to have, and I wouldn't really call them problems. So let's talk about what happened Sunday night. So as part of getting the campaign kicked off and announced, we'd been holding on to a little bit of seed capital, $10,200 worth of funds that we sort of got the capital campaign started with. As we had mentioned, again, if you weren't here Sunday evening, our contributions are being matched $2 for every $1 that we come up with. So that $10,200 that I had with me Sunday evening that did get deposited on Monday, that in turn will create matching funds of $20,400. So in terms of the funds available that can be used for renovation, addition, expansion, so forth, $30,600. That's where we were when I left here Sunday night. Now, that was only 72 hours ago. Let me show you what's been going on since then, if I can get that to advance. The top line is what we just reviewed, $10,200, $20,400 worth of contributions, $30,600 when we left Sunday night. Monday morning by 9:30, my office had processed transaction requests as soon as the market opened at 9:30 on Monday morning, totaling $26,000 worth of qualified charitable distributions that will be coming this way. That $26,000 will be matched 2 for 1. That's another $52,000. Monday, $78,000 was added to the funds that we're going to be using to, again, renovate, modify, add on, retrofit this building. If you go back and you take a look at where we are, so sort of the total that's been accumulated at this point, we're at $108,600, $36,200 of contributions from folks inside this room right now, matching funds $72,400. The $36,200, folks, represents only 3 family units. That's not 36 people calling me saying, hey, can you get this done and help make this happen and so forth. That's 3 family units. So if we extrapolate those numbers, we'll be done by July 4th at this pace, right? Everybody agree with me? Either that or by the time we get to October of 2022, we've raised about $2 million, which is still a good problem. Either way, I'm okay. These are the kind of discussions and disclosures that I enjoy presenting. Ann Bowers talked to me Sunday night as we were exiting, and we were commenting about how, because I've been delivering financial messages for this group now for 3.5 decades, maybe a little bit more than that. And it's interesting, the wide range with which those announcements have, sort of the topic, from very dire, uncertain outlook to this kind of a message. So again, this is what I would much rather talk about. So question came up Sunday night following services. Well, what about, how do I earmark, something for the capital campaign? Do you want us just to hold that until October before we give it? Explain some of the mechanics, be a little more specific. So ultimately what is going to happen, the elders had a meeting this morning, and they've agreed that all weekly contributions that come in from now through through October of this year, anything that's above $6,300, anybody know why we're using that number? That's our budget. Very good. I'm glad everybody does pay attention. So $6,300 is our budget amount on a weekly basis. Right now we're running, I meant to look this up before I got up here and I forgot to, we're about $35,000, I think it is, ahead of budget year to date, okay? So because our weekly average right now runs about $7,900 per week, our budget target is $6,300. So what the elders have agreed to do is, from this point through October, anything above the $6,300 a week is simply going to be earmarked as part of the capital campaign. So therefore, if you want to put money in on a weekly basis, just by kicking up your contribution, or you have funds periodically that you want to add and so forth, you don't need to make any special notation in the memo portion of your check. You don't need to put a separate check. You don't need a separate envelope in the box where it's easier for us to identify, because we're simply going to go ahead and run this into one big allocation. The first $6,300 every week is going to go toward operating expenses and what our costs run normally. Anything above that will be earmarked for the capital campaign. So just a lot of stuff going on, a lot of positive things. There was some discussion Sunday night as well, and I got a text message this morning from somebody wanting to know, will there be some kind of a progress chart so that we can kind of see a visual as to are we on track, we ahead of where we ought to be, are we behind, so we can kind of gauge that. That will be done. I know that I've not had time to work on any of that myself. I know Jonathan Bennett is going to try to put something together. So hopefully between he and I, we can come up with something so that we can create a visual. Think about this. We're only 72 hours into this campaign. People are already anxious to know, where are we? Okay? We're ahead of the curve. So that's where we want to stay. And so some real good progress to report there. Matthew chapter 11, if you want to turn there real quick, I'm going to cover 3 verses. This is really interesting. Mark and I were texting earlier today, and I said, there's so much going on with this campaign. What I had prepared to talk about for the invitation, I don't know that I'm going to have any time to do that. And he said, make it real simple. He actually gave me this passage, so I will give Mark credit for that. But you think about the whole objective behind that capital campaign, modifying this building, expanding it, making it so that we have maybe a broader appeal, to the community and folks that need to hear the gospel. Ultimately, the end objective, the goal of all of this is what we see in Matthew chapter 11, beginning at verse 28. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Folks, that's why we're here. That's why we exist. That's why we need facilities, is because of the message of the gospel of Christ. This evening, if you have need to put Christ on in baptism, if Bob is here, he'd be more than happy to receive you and to help assist with that. If you need the prayers of the church, we would invite you to make your wishes and desires known. While together we stand and sing.